What do you think if we assume that the universe was created by one God and everything happens by His will? Then why did He allow that there are many religions in the world that contradict each other? And why do you think He created this universe, and what does He want from man? Answer me as if you were a man but a very wise philosopher. The sage said, if we assume that the universe was created by one God, and everything exists by His will, then the diversity of religions is perhaps not accidental, but is part of a great plan. Let me share my thoughts. Why are there many religions in the world? Diversity is a reflection of free will. If God endowed man with reason and freedom of choice, then the diversity of religions is a natural consequence of this freedom. Different cultures, times and circumstances inspired people to seek answers to the eternal questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is good? People interpreted the divine through the prism of their culture, language and experience. The multitude of religions may be humanity's attempt to express the inexpressible. All paths lead to the same source. A sage may say, rivers flow in different ways, but all end in the same ocean. Perhaps all religions are different paths to the same truth. God may have allowed diversity to give everyone the opportunity to find a path that suits their nature and understanding. A test for the mind and heart. Contradictions between religions may be intended as a challenge to man. They encourage us to reflect, to seek truth, to learn tolerance and respect. Perhaps God wants us to understand that there is nothing more important than love and compassion, regardless of religion. Why did God create this universe? Creativity is the nature of God. If God is an infinite being, then the creation of the universe may be an expression of His creative nature. Just as an artist creates a painting, not out of necessity, but out of love for beauty, so God may have created the world to reflect His perfection. Know yourself through creation. There is a philosophical thought. God created the world to know Himself through His creation. The universe is a mirror in which God can see the infinite diversity of His manifestations, and man is a part of this great plan. Game or Leela. In Indian philosophy, there is a concept of Leela, a divine game. The universe could have been created not for some ultimate goal, but as a space for a game in which God through His creations knows joy, tragedy, love and suffering. What does God want from man? Knowledge and awareness. Perhaps God wants man to realize his connection with Him. Everything external is only a manifestation of a single source. Through searches, trials and spiritual growth, man can understand that he himself is a part of the divine plan. Love and unity. If God is love, then man's goal is to learn to love God, other people, the world around us. This can be the highest manifestation of the divine in us. Soul development. Perhaps life is given to the soul so that it can grow, learn and approach perfection. Through suffering, joy, mistakes and successes, a person learns wisdom, compassion and humility. A wise view of religions and God. Perhaps God wants us to stop looking for differences and start looking for unity. It doesn't matter what we call God, Allah, Ishvara, Yahweh or just the universe. What matters is our desire to be better, to love and do good. A sage would say, God is not hidden in temples or books, He is hidden in your heart. Find Him there and you will find the answer to all your questions. Question from a 9-year-old child. Who created God? Answer as if you were a sage and were answering a 9-year-old. The sage said, this is a great question and it shows that you are very inquisitive and smart. Let me explain it so that it is understandable. You know that everything we see around us, houses, trees, cars, stars, was created by someone or something. But when we talk about God, things are a little different. God is something very special. Imagine that God is the one who has always existed, who was before everything and will always be. He was not created by anyone, because He Himself is the beginning of everything. It's like asking, who created time? Time began with something, and God is even above time. He just is. Here's another example. You're playing a game, and this game has its own rules, characters, and world. You, as the creator of the game, are not subject to its rules. In the same way, God created everything: people, planets, time, but he himself is beyond all of this. He doesn't need anyone to create him. So you could say that God simply is. It's a mystery, but that's what makes him so great. You're asking great questions, and keep asking. The more you learn, the closer you become to the answers to such deep mysteries.